There is something moving beneath the Arctic ice. You can't hear it. That's the first thing that's wrong. The ocean under polar ice has its own ambient sound, the groan of shifting flows, the distant percussion of water against frozen ceilings, the noise of things living and moving. But this thing makes none of that. No bow wave, no turbulence, just a shape drifting through black water like smoke taking the form of a predator. It is enormous, 14 feet, maybe more. The silhouette has the architecture of a great white, the wide body, the slow sweep of the tail, the blunt prehistoric head. But the movement is wrong. Everything about the movement is wrong. A great white is a missile. This thing moves like a glacier, like something that has forgotten what urgency feels like something that stopped hurrying a very long time ago and never started again. It is not sick. It is not dying. It is, by every biological measure, one of the most successful predators this planet has ever produced. And it hasn't had a reason to move faster than 1 mile per hour in 500 years. The Greenland shark is not like other sharks. Most sharks operate on a tight biological contract, high energy, high speed, constant movement to push oxygenated water through their gills, burn fast, die young metabolisms built for aggression. The Greenland shark tore up that contract, threw it away. It made a different deal with different terms, and the terms are so extreme they barely register as biology. This animal can live to be 500 years old. Let that land for a second. There are Greenland sharks moving through the Arctic right now, alive, hunting, functional, that were born before Galileo pointed a telescope at the night sky, before the Mayflower crossed the Atlantic, before Isaac Newton had his first thought about gravity. These animals were already middle-aged when the modern world was being invented, and they did not notice, and they do not care, because 2 miles under polar ice, nothing that happens on the surface has ever mattered. But immortality is not free. The ocean doesn't give anything away for free. And the price the Greenland shark pays for its extraordinary lifespan is written into every cell of its body. To survive 500 years in water that hovers just above freezing, its metabolism has to operate at a rate so low it barely qualifies as alive by conventional standards. Its heart beats once every 10 to 12 seconds. Slow, deep, patient. A biological clock ticking in near hibernation. Its tissue grows at less than a centimeter per year. It reaches sexual maturity around age 150. And because its engine runs this cold, this slow, it has zero explosive capacity. Zero. A harbor seal doing leisure laps can outswim this animal without effort. A human swimmer, a casual one, not an athlete, could outswim this shark. The fastest prey animals in the Arctic ecosystem are not even remotely threatened by the Greenland shark in a straight chase. So when scientists started pulling these animals up and cutting them open, what they found inside made no sense at all. Seals. Whole seals, or what was left of them. Reindeer. The remains of animals that can sprint across ice at 50 miles per hour, and in at least one documented case, a polar bear. The apex predator of the Arctic surface, an animal that can kill a beluga whale, found inside the stomach of a half-dead-looking shark that moves slower than you walk to your kitchen. How? Before we solve the hunting problem, you need to know what this shark looks like up close, because it's worse than you think. Look at its eyes, or rather, look at what's attached to its eyes. Almost every adult Greenland shark on Earth carries a parasite called Ommatokoita elongata. It is a copepod, a small crustacean, and it has evolved one singular, horrifying biological purpose. It finds Greenland sharks specifically, and it latches on to the cornea, the surface of the eyeball, and then it feeds. Slowly, methodically eating through eye tissue, anchoring itself deeper,
growing larger, eventually becoming a pale, worm-like mass dangling permanently from the shark's face, attached to the cornea it has been consuming for years. Every adult Greenland shark has them, virtually without exception, which means virtually every Greenland shark on Earth is blind, or so close to blind the distinction doesn't matter. Whatever limited vision these animals have in the perpetual darkness of the Arctic deep is further destroyed by a parasite eating their eyes from the outside in. A 500-year-old shark, slower than a human walk, completely blind, deep in freezing, lightless water. This animal should be starving. And here is where the science does something that sounds like it was written by something with a very dark sense of humor. For decades, scientists looked at this impossible situation and proposed a theory that sounds like a dark joke. What if Ommatokoita elongata is bioluminescent? What if it glows? The idea was that in the pitch-black abyss, a pale worm-like parasite dangling from the shark's face might look exactly like a piece of food to a passing squid or fish, a cold, pulsing light in total darkness, drifting at the end of what appears to be nothing. Prey swimming toward the light would find the shark's mouth instead, the thing eating its eyes, paying rent by luring prey directly to its mouth. It's one of the most haunting theories in deep-sea biology, and while modern marine biologists, including parasite expert George Benz, have studied Ommatokoita elongata extensively and found no confirmed evidence of bioluminescence, the theory persists because nobody has fully explained how a completely blind, near-motionless shark consistently catches fast, agile prey in total darkness. The lure theory remains open. The mystery remains open, and the image of a shark navigating the abyss with a glowing curse attached to its face remains one of those ideas that, true or not, the ocean seems disturbingly capable of. But the parasite only explains part of it. Squid and small fish, fine. Those could drift toward a lure. That doesn't explain the seals. Seals are fast, alert, and acutely aware of predators. They don't swim into mouths, except when they're asleep. Seals cannot sleep on Arctic ice the way land mammals sleep on land. Polar bears patrol the ice, so seals do something that sounds like a reasonable compromise and is, in practice, a catastrophic vulnerability. They sleep in the water column. Drifting just below the surface, half-conscious, motionless, conserving heat and energy in a state that is close enough to sleep that their reaction time essentially drops to zero. And the Greenland shark, moving in absolute silence, generating no pressure wave, no vibration, no sound whatsoever, drifting at 1 mile per hour through black water, rises toward the sleeping seal from below. It doesn't bite, not the way you're imagining. Its jaw drops open, and the resulting sudden change in water pressure creates a vacuum, a violent, instantaneous suction event that pulls the seal forward faster than a sleeping animal can process what's happening. The Greenland shark doesn't chase prey. It creates a hole in the water and lets the ocean do the work. By the time the seal's nervous system fires an alarm signal, it's already inside. As for the reindeer, the polar bears, the Greenland shark is the Arctic's undertaker. When an apex predator dies on the ice and falls through, when a reindeer crosses a weak shelf and disappears into black water, when anything large and calorie-rich sinks toward the bottom, the Greenland shark finds it. Its olfactory system, its sense of smell, is so precisely calibrated to detecting dissolved organic compounds in water that it effectively maps the ocean floor by what's rotting in it. It doesn't need to hunt. It needs only to follow the chemical trail of everything the Arctic kills, and the Arctic kills everything, eventually. It is not a predator in the way we usually mean. It is what comes after. Silent, patient, ancient, the final step in every food chain that ends in freezing water. The ocean doesn't reward aggression in the dark. It doesn't reward speed or power or the kind of violent efficiency that works in sunlit water. Down here, in the cold and the black, it rewards one thing and one thing only: patience. The Greenland shark has been patient for half a millennium. It will be patient for half a millennium more. It will outlive every predator that ever laughed at its speed. It will find every animal that ever felt safe in the dark. It will drift beneath everything, beneath the ice, beneath the noise, beneath the radar of a world moving too fast to notice something slow enough to be eternal. It is not hunting you. It is just waiting. If a 500-year-old blind shark using a glowing parasite as a lure feels like peak deep-sea horror, I need you to see the animal that looked at boiling, acidic, metal-laden water erupting from the Earth's crust and decided to smelt itself a suit of iron armor from the inside out. The scaly-foot gastropod shouldn't exist, but it does, right here.